Staff shortages across Europe are wreaking havoc across the hospitality industry, with airlines, bars and restaurants failing to keep up with post-pandemic demand. Popular holiday resorts on the continent have been forced to close early or shut for days on end due to the lack of workers. In Spain, British holidaymakers have been left unable to visit some of their favorite hotspots, with around 4,000 staff vacancies alone in Benidorm. It is estimated that only half of the vacancies will be filled by summer when the resort has a huge influx of tourists. Across the country, total shortages across bars and restaurants could be as high as 100,000, the Capheim Trade Association said. The Spanish government had laid the blame on low waiter pay, poor working conditions and long hours, while others have pinpointed the post-pandemic WFH drive and furlough payments. Business owners say the problem lies with the lack of workers with the relevant experience. The role of a waiter has always been underrated, said one owner. There needs to be a change of image. In April, there were more than 17,000 job offers in the hospitality sector, 6 times more than last year. Manuel, a former hotelier, told 20 Minutos, "People do not want to work on weekends and the hotel industry is made for the weekend." Alex Fratini, spokesman for the Association of Bars, Restaurants and Cafeterias of Benidorm, Abrica, said, "We are seeing that the problem is not money. The salary of a waiter in Benidorm is about €1,200 net per month. In addition, there are a lot of tips, especially with the English. Each waiter takes about €300 more per month." Alicante is not alone in the problem as there are thousands of vacancies across Spain. President of the Spanish Confederation of Small and Medium Enterprises, Gerardo Corva, says the deficit of workers suffered by the hospitality industry is not due to a salary problem and criticized the Spanish government for its reasoning. The hotel industry cannot currently cover some 100,000 jobs, he said. "We have analyzed the problem and possible lines of action have been proposed, but it is alarming that the government continues without facing the necessary structural reforms and is dispatched with irresponsible declarations." Another industry leader said, "In a country where tourism is an economic engine, no one has thought of a serious training plan for the hospitality industry." The situation in Spain mirrors that in France, which has an estimated 250,000 vacancies in restaurants and cafes. French businesses owners blamed President Macron's COVID furlough scheme, which allowed staff to stay at home on full pay during the pandemic. The French president himself described it as the most generous scheme in Europe, but many never went back to the industry. "We've got applicants, but they're all students who have no experience and who only want to stay for the summer. So we'd have to train them, and once they've been trained, they'll leave," said Giorgio Benucci, 42, owner of Le Petit Jocelyn Creperie in the Montparnasse district of Paris. To add to the financial woes, France's economy shrank in the first quarter as households spent less than estimated due to rising inflation. France's worse-than-estimated performance puts an end to the country's strong economic rebound from the pandemic and poses a challenge to Macron, who was re-elected last month. Airlines too are struggling to cater for the post-COVID travel boom, with passengers forced to queue for hours due to shortages. Last weekend, Heathrow is trying to hire 12,000 new workers and Brussels Airport has 1,000 vacancies. Airports Association ACI Europe said traffic has surged sharply and suddenly and is now much more concentrated over peak periods, causing travel chaos. The tight labor market for lower-paid jobs has led to huge competition in the hospitality and airline sectors, which hemorrhaged staff at the start of the pandemic. ACI Europe Director General Olivier Jankovic and ASA Managing Director Fabio Gamba said, "The fact that security and ground handling jobs have for many years stood at the lower end of pay scales and also involve working in shifts 7 days a week is a clear handicap in attracting people in the current inflationary environment."